So we're here. Quick show of hands. Was anybody in the 101 session? Hey, thank you for coming back. I guess it was good enough that you were interested. I'll try not to cover the same stuff, and I promise I'll be at this conference the whole time. Catch me at lunch, dinner, whatever. I love to talk about this stuff, so don't be afraid to ask me questions. I love to start with the 201 with this quote: "Change is the law of life, and those who look only at the past or present are certain to miss the future." This was decades ago that this quote was made, but I think it really holds even more truth now. You're likely the best of the best advisors, and you've got here for a reason, and social media wasn't a part of it. I'm here to say that it's going to hold value, and it's not going to be the end-all, be-all, but it is going to help your business. So, pay attention to what this great president said, because it's going to help you. The problem that most of you have, is anyone here, I asked this question the last time, is anyone restricted where they can't use a social media site? That's it? I thought it would be higher. One more time, is anyone restricted? Your compliance folks aren't here, we're not gonna get in trouble. Okay, this is the model in the financial services marketing world. It's an ivory castle, and people have control of the marketing and compliance. They always, a few handful of people figured out what made the most sense and disseminated it. But the new world of social media is different, and it allows for the whole, sales force in some ways, all the advisors to have kind of their own marketing message. That scares the crap out of most companies, to be honest. And so what you're gonna see is some resistances, and where I ask if you're restricted, hopefully that changes. If they invite me back next year, hopefully that's not the case, and we'll start to see some progress. I was telling someone that came up for a question, big firms are battleships. They just take a little while longer to turn around as opposed to a tugboat. But when they really get this, they're gonna really crush it and help you. So stay patient and be nice to your compliance marketing people, because this is scary to them. They have a lot of work on their hands that they're trying to help you do. I can't say enough that it is the biggest shift in communications we've ever seen in our lifetime, and maybe ever. To understand this, we need to kind of just do a quick time machine and go back. Anyone guess what this is? Printing press. It really revolutionized communications back in the beginning of the 14th, I think 15th century, and it brought in a whole new era. It was the Renaissance. Maybe one of the most important eras in human race. And it had a lot of change. Think of other communications revolutions. You had printing press, you had newspapers, magazines. Then they added color. They added so much life to communications. Yeah, the radio. Everybody knows the radio. You can now hear. That changed the world of communications. TV, black and white. Then it came out one of the first color TVs that was out to the public. Think of how those communications changed the world and the way that people communicated. What I would say consistent with all of these, though, was that information was pushed out. It was a one-way communication, and now enters the World Wide Web. And it completely changes things for a whole different reason. So instead of that one-way communication, you're now looking at two-way communications, and they're very interactive. And I would beg to differ. It's not two-way communications. It's this. It's real-time, people communicating across the world. It doesn't matter where. It's unlimited how many people. It is amazing. And it's that little model, if you remember that, that's why the world is changing. Right now, we're actually looking throughout the world, more people are actually starting to use mobile. In 2015, it explodes. And that isn't just a statistic for the world. You start to see the same things in the United States. I actually saw a world statistic that was scary. I don't know what it says about society, that more people now own a cell phone than they own a toothbrush in the world. And so imagine what's going on there. It says something scary about society, but just in the US, just to break this down for you, why this is important. It hasn't been updated for the year yet, so we're looking at the end of last year. 64 million people, at least once a month, went on to the internet through their phone. The number of people that went on every day was 38 million. And if you look the year-to-year breakdown from end of 2010 to 2011, on the left, it went up 77%, and the other one went up 88%. And I guarantee that when they update this again, these numbers are going to be even bigger. People are starting to use these handheld devices. One of the things that they're using the most, I talked about it quickly in a question here, is they're using it for local searches. They're in a neighborhood, they want to know what restaurant to go to, they're searching. Now imagine someone that just moved into town that fits your profile, and they're searching for an advisor. Are you coming up on a little cell phone? We'll talk about how you can get there.